Okay, so our theme song is ending. Uh, what's up? What's up, David? York?
Hello.
Hey guys.
What-
Uh, we didn't talk about a name either. Oh,
Uh, we'll figure it out.
it's
But it's
maybe
not
we'll
important.
pull something funny that one of us says from this. That's
I doubt
assuming
it.
that either one of us says something funny. Yeah. Anyway,
Doubt it.
uh, good old David and I here have been bored as fuck these past few. How long has it's been? Like a month, I think, since all this nonsense started.
Um,
Yeah,
I think so.
yeah, crazy. Um,
At least a month.
and I think you got laid off a little bit before I did,
Probably.
just a little bit before I did.
I think so.
In other
Because I
words,
was on.
go
Yeah.
ahead. Yeah. In other words, we're right in the middle of society collapsing. So we figured, what better time than to start another podcast?
Then the apocalypse.
Yeah, because well, not only that, but I mean, there's not enough of those out there. I don't think. Um,
Podcast? Oh, no.
Absolutely not.
No.
Please remember that all the opinions that we state on here are our own, and they're also just opinions that literally don't mean anything.
They're usually going to be wrong, also.
Also, yeah. And David and I are both very opinionated people.
That's.
So,
You hit the nail.
yeah.
You hit the nail on the head right there.
So we'll
Is that
see
how
how
it
this
goes?
goes. I think so. So I'd like to make this try to make this like somewhat organized, somewhat weekly. But we are two people with lives, so like I'm not gonna promise
Well,
anything.
not right now, but when
That's
the
true.
apocalypse is over.
Yeah, assuming that this wraps up ever. Yeah, we'll do that. But anyway, so the way this is gonna go, the idea that or do you want to? I feel like I've done enough talking.
No, this is no. You keep talking.
The way the structure this is gonna go is we'll spend the first, I'm gonna say half, but it's not, maybe like block, I guess, of time talking about the top 10 charts. Which I don't know about you, David, but I usually don't even listen to the top 10 charts like at
I
all.
don't either. There was a time a couple years ago when I first started really getting into music that I was like, I'm gonna listen to the Billboard Top 100 every single week.
Yeah.
And the first time I tried to do that, I got like 3 songs in, and I was like, I don't like this.
Yeah,
So I
yeah,
stopped.
yeah. I don't. I honestly, I'd never listen to the fucking radio like ever. Um,
I hate it.
if I can help it, but I like doing it for this because I don't know. It was just fun. Maybe it was just fun to have a purpose after being out of work for a couple weeks. Um, and
Have something
then
to work towards.
right, exactly. And then the second half we take to talk about an album that we picked up.
Don't tell him yet.
Okay, yeah. So I don't say yet, but we.
It'll probably be in the title, but don't tell him.
It's a secret. Uh, um, um, yeah. We about a week ago maybe decided what album we're gonna listen to, and then we listened to it, and we're gonna spend the latter half talking about that. So there's not really gonna be much news because frankly I don't really give a shit about the lives of rich people. I just want to make fun of their music. Uh, so yeah, that's all I have to say. Do you have anything to say, Yavid?
No, not really. I think are we gonna do 10 to 1? Because we already did
Yes.
the top 10.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you for
Let's
reminding
start
me,
with.
because I was writing them down and I was like, I should probably start with 10, and I just started at 1 anyway. Okay, but anyways, this is for the week of what, the 13th, I think it was, or something.
I don't know. I did not write it down.
Well, we have the same list.
I hope we
So,
did. That'd
yeah.
be really. That wouldn't be good if we didn't.
I have like the list from 1985. I'm like, what? This seems weird. All right,
Well,
go
okay.
ahead.
So, you ready? Okay. So number 10 was Roxanne by Arizona's.
Oh
Purpose.
shit, we did have different lists.
Well.
Just kidding. No, just kidding. That was not
Okay.
good.
Sorry, I read that wrong. Roxanne by The Police. Okay.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah. What do you think of this song?
Um,
What do you think of this song?
It was alright. I liked it, but it wasn't. Nothing about it really like captured captured me in or anything.
Yeah.
I really wish it wasn't named Roxanne, because that's probably my favorite Police song, and I absolutely love that song.
And also like Roxanne. Well, I guess this really goes for either song, but definitely Arizona, whatever the fuck. He he really it could have been any name there instead of
It
Roxanne.
really could have been. I did like it though, because it's like a dumb.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's catchy and fun. It's kind of stupid, but it's like self-aware about how stupid.
Yeah, yeah.
Which I did like.
I agree with that 100%. It's just like what I said is like it's just a really simple, just like a hip hop jammer. You don't have to fucking think about it. You just throw it on. It's that would have been a song. Right. That would have been a really nice summer 2020 song if we had a fucking summer 2020.
Yeah, but it was released on October 10th, 2019. So I don't know why it's just now getting into the top 10 or what.
Yeah.
Maybe the album came out recently. I don't know.
I don't know. It is weird. I didn't know that.
I just looked it up right now. So.
Okay. But yeah, I was gonna say I like this song a lot. When I did you know about my new car, right?
I do.
Did you know that? Did you know that her name is Roxanne?
I think I did, but it did not cross my mind.
Yeah, the reason why is because I was driving.
Is it a song?
Yeah, because I was driving home from. Because I got my car in Lancaster and I was driving home from there, so that's like 45 minutes to where I live, and my phone died. So I was like just using maps to get back home, and I was listening to the radio because I couldn't listen to my Bluetooth. And as I was like thinking about what I should name my car, my new car, as that thought was forming, I was listening to one of those like mix radio stations, and they were mixing this song in, and it's catchy. It's fucking catchy. So
it is catchy.
Yeah, so it sounded good, and then right as I was like, what should I name my car? The lyrics started, and of course the first lyric is Roxanne, and I was like, wow, okay, well I guess the universe kind of figured that one out for me. So
that's a cool story.
This song kind of holds a special place in my heart for that, but it's also catchy. That being said, it's not perfect. The lyrics are fucking stupid. They're fucking dumb as shit. Yeah. He says foreign like 1,000 times, and it's like, okay, we get it, dude. I fucking drive a foreign too. I have a Honda. All right, you're not special, motherfucker. And he says shit about the foreign in the chorus, and then he says shit about the foreign in one of the verses, and which I mean, like that's how all rap songs are, but it's just like really, like noticeable, you know.
Yeah, I didn't pay too much attention to the lyrics because I'm not a lyrics person.
Yeah, see, I am, which is why I like our dynamic.
Yeah, I did find this on Wikipedia. Apparently, it was the first track by an unsigned, fully independent artist to top the Spotify chart since the beginning of 2017.
That's pretty badass.
That's pretty badass.
That's pretty badass. Yeah.
I mean, that kind of like gives it points in my book, but still,
yeah.
Like, then I probably won't go out of my way to listen to it. But if it came on, I would be like, okay.
I like it a lot. I put it on my. I have like. I'm sure you know about it. I have like one playlist on Spotify that has every song I like, and if I like a song
enough, that too.
Yeah, and then I have like all my genre playlists because I'm a fucking weirdo. If I
no, I do too.
Okay, good. if I have a song I like enough, then I put it on that playlist. And this song, good.
There's a difference. I have that exact same thing. It's called. I mean, Spotify has a built-in thing where if you like it, it adds it to your like songs playlist.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me, that playlist has 7,000 songs in it. So I did not like this one because I already am currently in the midst of going through that and curating it.
Yeah.
I have this habit of if I like a song enough, I'll go to the album and I'll just like all the songs on it. And it's supposed to be so that I later on listen to it, which of course I never do.
Right.
But, so now I have 7,000 songs in there. But
mine's like, I think mine's like 2,000, and I like refresh it. It's like just yesterday I think I fucking went through and took off songs I don't like anymore. But yeah, it's just like, it's not like super big, but that if I put a song on there, that means that I like it enough to like, want to hear it again. And this song made that playlist. I think it's really catchy. I think it's really good. I think it would have been a perfect fucking song to drive down the street and roll your windows down and fucking blast it.
I agree. It was definitely close to making the list. If I had only about 2,000 songs, it probably would have made the list.
Yeah. Okay. So final verdict on Roxanne by Phoenix, Arizona. It's good. I'll say it's good. I like it.
It's decent.
Dope.
Yeah. All right. You introduce the next one.
Next, number 9 is "Someone You Loved" by Louis Capaldi. I don't like this one at all. It's not.
Really?
Yeah, it's just fucking boring to me. It sounds like an Adele song, but just with a guy instead. And like that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's just that I've heard it all before.
Right. See, I when this song first came out, I actually really liked it.
Yeah.
But it got overplayed so much.
Yeah.
Especially at work. This is one of the songs they play at work.
Oh, yeah.
And I think it's actually the only one in the top 10 that they played at work ever, which is crazy. I'm surprised it's not more, but
I guess it's like the friendliest one.
Yeah, but in terms of like the melody, I really like it. It actually I've seen like comparisons to this in the Numa Numa song. So like Maya here, Maya ha. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I need somebody to hear.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah.
But I want to like it, but it's kind of and it's overplayed.
It's
It's
bland.
over dramatic as well.
Yeah, it's just so bland. It's really not like a bad song. I wouldn't even say it's bad. It's just I don't know. Like now, I feel like especially with pop music, since it's not what would you even call that genre of like piano ballads?
It's called adult contemporary, I think.
Well,
It's either that or like singer songwriter.
yeah, okay. Well,
I don't know what specifically.
but I feel like at this point there's only so many melodies that'll come out of a white guy that you sit down in front of a piano, or any guy really, you know?
Oh, okay, you're talking about that. They call that white guy with an acoustic guitar.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying?
Or a piano.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
It's and like honestly, John Lennon kind of, or not John Lennon, John Legend is what I meant to say. Kind of fits into that too, because you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And like it's not bad. It's just fucking boring. It's just so
boring. To be fair, John Lennon does kind of fit in that category.
Yeah, but he's dead.
He's a white boy with a guitar.
Who cares about that guy? He's dead.
Some people.
he's got a little following. Anyway, yeah. Someone like I didn't even write down that much about it because I just really didn't have that much to say about it other than it was just kind of yeah.
Yeah.
It's not bad. Like I said, it's not bad by any means. It's very inoffensive, and I think that's kind of why I don't like it. If it did something a little bit more interesting, for me personally.
I think that's why they play it at the thrift stores. Because
Yeah.
it is inoffensive.
Exactly, and that's like
Well,
you know how there's like dad rock. That's like
yeah.
that's like mom rock. Obviously, it's not rock, but you know what I mean.
Oh yeah.
Like that's a song.
That's really accurate.
Yeah,
it's like Train in a way. Train,
yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah, and I don't know. I guess it's not bad. It's just not for me. I would not play it every time I had to listen to it because what I did for this was I listened to it like twice. Once I just listened, and the second time was like more critical with like writing shit down, and then I also sometimes I just make excuses to drive around because I get so fucking bored, and so I actually turned the radio on, and so I heard him obviously there like from time to time.
Right.
Anyway, but yeah, what's your final verdict on Someone You Love?
It's definitely I would give it a good rating, but overplayed. If it hadn't been overplayed, especially at work, I think I would have actually liked it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
As it is, it's overplayed. But if you like it, you like it. I mean, you know,
what
you want to like. It's a good song.
I would give it a decent, but it's not for me.
Right.
Not my thing. All right, next.
So this next song, I actually really, really like. This was the first one I liked.
Oh yeah, okay.
Everything I Wanted, all lowercase.
By William Eilish.
Billie Eilish. Yeah,
Of,
her.
of course.
Um, yeah, I loved it. I don't know. It was so catchy, and it's so lo-fi in a good way.
Yes.
Uh, like I love seeing lo-fi things top the chart because I think overproduced stuff
It was kind of the
has
way
kind
for a
of
while.
been, yeah, and I think now it's kind of changing because of specifically Billie Eilish is probably the biggest one, but
I think
um,
I think that's a good guess. Yeah, no, I agree. I would agree with that.
I definitely hope that's the trend. But
Me fucking too, David. Me too, buddy. But okay, have let me ask you this: have you listened to Billie Eilish a lot?
um, not a whole lot. Victoria, my girlfriend, used to um,
Yeah.
really like her a lot when Bad Guy and
Yep.
whatever
Yep.
album that is came out. So whenever she would have the aux, I would there would always be Billie Eilish, and I liked it, but it wasn't it. It didn't really. It wasn't really my thing. But in
Yeah.
terms of like popular stuff, I really liked it. If that makes sense.
Yeah. 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 So that's exactly how I feel about her. Have I never really tried to listen to Billie Eilish, and I don't dislike her. I do think some of the stuff she's like deep, but some of it is kind of stuff that you hear and you're like, yeah, okay, whatever. You know what I mean? Like the
It's like
one.
the what's the subreddit? I'm 14 and this is me.
Yes, exactly. And I do feel like some of her work treads dangerously close to that water. However, I do think that like I honestly think that like the production value and everything of her music is like really good. And yeah, the instrumentation is always good. Like kind of like you said, it's just not really for me. This song is like I pretty much feel the exact same way about this song. Like I can recognize that it's good. Like it's got a good little groove. Um, but to me, it just kind of it's like as soon as it like started playing, I was just kind of like, yeah, it's a Billie Eilish song, you know?
That's fair. I
Yeah,
I I did like my favorite part of the song. Is when she says, "I tried to scream, but my head was underwater," and
yeah,
there's these like vocal effects on her voice
yeah.
where it sounds like she's underwater, and it was just such a cool. I don't know, like especially with I listen to all these with um, my Apple AirPods,
Oh,
and so
the
so
utmost quality.
right. So like it was just really a good. I would say I really like the soundscape of
Yes,
the song a lot,
and that's one
especially
thing that
that moment.
that's one thing that you know I talked about a lot is when a song builds up an atmosphere. Um,
Right.
and this song definitely does that. And yes, like it's kind of like you were saying. Um, it's one of those things where you look at it and you're like, this is good. It's not for me, but it's good. I will say the lyrics, while they do seem to me they feel kind of heavy-handed at some points, but I really, really, really like the message that's being conveyed. Um,
I agree
yeah, it's the lyrics.
100%.
The lyrics are about like imposter syndrome, which is something you know what that is, right?
I remember you telling me about it with a different song, I
It's
think,
it's probably one that I wrote
but
because it's something that I kind of feel that. But what imposter syndrome is like it's like you every time you do something good and people give you like props for it, they're like good job on that cool thing you did. There's like this part of you that's like I didn't do that, and it doesn't like matter what it is. Like you could paint a picture, and somebody would be like that's good job, you did good on this, and you it's like a feeling that you can't take the compliment because like you should be thanking somebody else for something else even though you know what I mean. It's like a weird
right.
mental health thing, and
It's
that's
like not, it's like an idea of that people are better than me, so don't focus on me,
yeah,
I guess.
yeah, and that's something that like that's something I felt before, and I think this song, I think it was cool of her to write a song like this. Not necessarily because it shows that people like her feel that, but in a way because then it gives her fans something to, you know, kind of relate to her for, you know. And so
Right.
I think the message behind the song is great. As far as music goes, it's a Billie Eilish song.
Which I do like Billie
Yeah,
Eilish songs, but I
yeah,
can see I definitely understand your
Yeah.
point of view.
So yeah, it. I'm definitely not saying it's a bad song. It's just not. It's just not really. It's not for me. But that
So
being
what's your
said, I'll still say it was good because it is a good song.
final verdict for me? I think it's a good song. Definitely
Yeah.
would recommend. Um, so okay,
Are you next? Or is it, no? It's me, right?
I think it's you.
Yeah. Oh boy. So
So
would you say so far the fucking charts were okay?
yeah, I would say they're alright. I would say
Well,
like yeah.
next next
Oh boy.
we have Intentions by Justin Bieber and Quavo.
Don't forget. Okay, I was gonna say don't forget Quavo.
Yeah, no, of course not. How could I forget Quavo? Um.
Um,
Oh boy, I don't know where to
not
start.
good. It's not good.
Not good. Can I say, dude? Honestly, the uh the fucking um the music is not that bad. I don't think the music is okay. It sounds like it's one of those songs where like if the music had like much better lyrics, then I would actually probably like this song because like the beat is fine. It's
I
just
agree.
oh boy, it's just it's just the
I,
rest
I
of the
said
song.
I wrote down basic. Also, Bieber is not a rapper. He
No.
does not have any flow or. I mean, I'm not a hip hopper, as some people say.
Right.
But I can guarantee you that Justin Bieber does not have what it takes. At least not in this song. I'll say that much. The actual melody was really boring. I don't remember what it sounds like at all.
Picture
Um,
perfect, you don't need no filter. Gorgeous, make 'em drunk, then you kill her.
yeah,
Yeah,
boring.
boring.
I did actually like Quavo's verse.
Did you really?
A little bit. It definitely was better than the rest of the song, but I don't.
Okay,
It didn't save the song for me at all.
okay. I I didn't like. I honestly think both acts here half-assed the shit out of the song. Um, and it's weird too because this is supposed to be like on Bieber's end. He wrote this shit about his wife, dude. Did you know that?
I did not. I
Yeah,
had
it's
no
about
clue.
and like it's funny because people were like people were making well he also wrote Yummy about his wife.
I'm glad this song is not Yummy. I'm glad
Holy
that
shit,
it's
dude.
this song instead of Yummy.
Can you
If Yummy
imagine?
was in the top 10, which it probably was at some
I
point,
think
but
it had to have been.
let's find out. Let me look that up.
Yeah, I'm fucking I feel like it was, but
Yeah, with all his fans streaming it at night while they're asleep.
absolutely. He didn't make number one though. Thank God. But I'm happy that this one beat Yummy.
Me too.
Or at least I'm
It,
happy that this
it
is the one that we
debuted,
have instead of Yummy.
right, it debuted at number 2,
Jesus Christ.
and so at least it wasn't number 1, I
Well,
guess.
it's still a little too high. Anyway, for my liking.
Yeah.
But okay, so back to the song now. It's like in Quavo's verse. Okay, so fucking there's this part. I'm looking at the lyrics right now. There's a part where he goes, "We gotta both admit it," and then in his ad lib, he goes, "Both. It's funny we both listen. Both. It's a blessing because we both get it. Both. Like what the fuck is
I
that?
love that. I'm gonna be honest.
Really?
I love
Okay.
that
Okay, I respect that.
because it was just cool that it was like I don't know. I don't the fact that I don't care that it was the same word.
Uh huh.
That's kind of whatever. But just the idea of having that ad lib at the same time. I don't know. It was like a musical element.
I see.
I don't know. I feel like I'm not making sense right now, but
Well, I see what you're
it
saying.
was like almost an instrument.
Yeah. No, yeah, that makes sense. And that's actually really I didn't think of it that way. Um, and I think it's because it might be because I like tend to listen more to lyrics instead of you know what I'm saying.
Right.
But that's actually not a bad point. But I think the point I was trying to frame with that is that I think his ad libs kind of suck. And then yeah, and then fucking at the end Bieber does ad libs. It's also like I feel like for a song like this, just a little bit too long. Like it just keeps going on.
How long is it?
It's like 3.5 minutes, I think.
Yeah, 3:33.
Oh, okay, well, okay, I guess that's not real. Maybe it just feels like it goes on forever because I don't like it.
It's because it's boring.
Yeah. Okay, well, maybe it's
Nothing
not too
exciting.
long, but it's not exciting enough to be that long. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I think that's a better way to put it. And he just like, it just feels like he just keeps going. It's like stop.
Definitely. I actually agree with that. 100%.
Yeah. Can't nobody throw shade on your name in these streets? Like, dude, you're from fucking can't stop talking like that. Stop talking like that. Sound like a 12-year-old boy.
So, final verdict. Bad song. Did not like.
Yeah, I almost want to give it like a meh because, like I said, I do really like the music, but I don't like anything else about it. So
Look at it this way. That music, the beat was good, but they ruined it.
yeah,
The song ruined it.
yeah, I agree.
So the song is bad because it ruined a good beat.
Yeah, sorry, I'm gonna, yeah, no, yeah, I'm gonna give that one a bad. All right, next one.
All right, so the next one is "Say So" by Doja Cat,
Whew.
which I actually liked a lot. Because it's just like it's another like catchy, fun, kind of dumb song. And I really like that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Although the intro should not be the chorus, that's stupid because the chorus is so long.
It is.
Like this is how my brain works when I'm listening to music. I'm thinking about it like as a songwriting perspective, which is ironic considering I've written like 2 songs maybe.
Right.
But the chorus, if you're gonna start with the chorus, it should not be
like super fucking
24
long.
bars long or however long it is.
That's a valid complaint.
If you would have cut it in half, it would have made a lot more sense.
Yeah.
But even then, I think you should have just started with the verse. Because I actually like the verse a lot. I don't remember it very well, I'm going to be honest. But I do remember I really liked it compared to the chorus.
Hey. I fucking love this song. Holy shit. Yeah, I think it's the most catchy son of a bitch. But I really like disco and like just dance music like from like that, and that's basically what this song was trying to replicate. I also wish that Doja Cat would marry me, so that gives it gives it some extra points in my book. Um, but yeah, dude, like I really don't have much in my notes because all I can say is that I fucking love this song. It's just it's so good and catchy, dude. Like, and that's all. It's one of those songs where like I think all it set out to do was be a catchy fucking bop, and that's all it had to do, and that's all it did.
And it did that well.
Yeah, exactly. And so that almost makes it like more satisfying to me that it like set out exactly what it was trying to accomplish because because like in like Billie Eilish's case, I feel like I said I feel like some of the lyrics were like a little ham-fisted. They're just like a little much.
Yeah.
You know, that kind of sticks out. And songs like this, there isn't any of that because there isn't any of that because there isn't any of that. I don't know if any of that made any sense, but that's my opinion.
No, I follow.
Yeah, but yeah, no, Say So is fucking awesome. I love it.
Final verdict, definitely my favorite so far.
I added it on my playlist. It's the second song off here that it was already on my playlist though because I heard about it before. I knew it was on the top 10.
This is the second song I liked.
Yeah.
Like I gave a little green heart to.
Yeah, I like this song a lot. All right. Next is "Adore You" by Harry Styles. What do you think?
I like it.
Me too.
I haven't listened to this album yet. I need to, but I've heard pretty much every song off of it already.
I was gonna say, yeah.
and this is probably one of my least favorites
On the
that I've
album?
heard, but yeah, but I still really like it. And the reason I dislike it is because it's so pop centric, and I don't have a problem with pop music, but I just think Harry Styles is better when he does less of the formulaic kind of pop song.
Yeah,
That being said,
I can see that.
is pretty much like perfecting that formula,
Hmm.
so it gets a pass. But I do wish like I like Watermelon Sugar better than this, for example,
Oh
and that's
yeah,
pretty poppy, but I think it's less so than this one.
I think it does a little bit more too. Watermelon Sugar
Yeah,
does.
I
Um,
agree.
no, I think this song is fucking awesome. Um, however, this isn't necessarily a criticism, but I see what you're saying. It's like it's very good. I like it a lot. However, there's not much else I can say about it past that, and that's, you know what I mean. And that's
Right,
not necessarily like a bad thing, but you know what I'm saying.
I do.
Yeah,
I think it is like the perfection of the pop song formula, which is pretty much all it is, which is not a bad thing, but it's that's what it is. I will say I appreciate that there's a guitar solo, but
yeah.
I wish it wasn't so like polished.
Well,
That's what bothers me when I hear guitar solos in pop music. And I know this just comes with the territory, but
yeah,
it's always so clean and it's like there's no emotion put into it. It feels
yeah,
like.
yep. And that's kind of my issue with pop music as a whole, is that a lot of it, after a while, feels very formulaic and corporate and kind of soulless. Um, and it's unfortunate when like acts that started out by being kind of like 21 Pilots, they started out like kind of being fresh and doing their own thing, and then, but what money lies in formula, because you're making something that you know people are gonna like because it follows the formula, rather than something that you like kind of take a chance on because it's not. And I think a lot of acts kind of fall that way, and I think because that's kind of how this song is. But being that Harry Styles is fucking awesome, it's still good.
Yeah, he's definitely it's definitely a really good melody. The chorus is super catchy
Mm-hmm.
and he's a really good singer. So I mean,
Yeah, he's another one who I would probably like it if he married me. Um, he his the one part, it's like a chorus of like him, and it goes in the background. You know what I'm saying?
yes, I
It's
do
it's cool as
exactly
fuck.
know what you're
It's
saying.
so cool, dude.
It's cool. I wish he did it less though, because I think if I remember correctly, he does it in like almost every chorus.
I think so.
It's like that's something you save, man. This is me. This is how I listen to music. Yeah, this like songwriting. I don't know. It's stupid, but that's what I do.
Well, it's good for discussion.
I hope so.
uh, so, do you have
Good for
anything else to say?
discussion.
Do you have anything else to say about that
That
one?
might be a good name.
What?
Good for discussion.
Oh, that's not
I don't
bad.
know.
That isn't bad. Put that on the
So
chopping block. That didn't make
the
sense.
chopping block.
That didn't make any sense. I realized after I said it.
The chopping block would be a good name.
Oh,
Doesn't make sense either, but it would be a good name
the chopping. I like that one. Yeah, but it would be like,
with Ty and David.
yeah, the chopping block with Ty and
Ty and
Dave.
Dave.
Ty and Dave. Or would Dave and Ty
Um,
sound better?
I think we'll figure it out later in post.
Good idea.
We'll like edit it so that we actually said whatever we prefer.
um. So what? Do you have anything else to say about "Adore You" by Harry Styles?
I like it a lot. I added it. I liked it. Um,
Yeah,
my girlfriend really likes it.
I feel like all girls. I feel
So
like if girls don't like Harry Styles, then they're not invited to the girl club or something. Because I've not met a single female who does not fucking love Harry Styles.
the collective hive mind that is the female uh,
Yeah,
gender.
it's the one that
Yeah.
the their secret meeting place where they all go to poop. Okay. Anyway,
Yeah.
but I agree.
I
No, I
like
agree. Good song. I added it to my playlist. Actually, I didn't add it to my playlist for some reason. But every time I listen to it, I'm like, I'm gonna add it to my playlist, and I don't. So I should probably do that.
All right.
Next.
Life
Ooh.
is Good.
Ooh.
I think it's Life is Good featuring Drake.
By
By
Future.
Future.
Yeah, it's by Future.
What do you think?
The first sentence I wrote down in my notes is "fuck you, bitch," and the reason why is because fucking Drake's. It's okay, so it's weird. So the way the song is set up is Drake's got like a more traditional sense. He's got like a refrain slash chorus, whatever you want to call it, and then a verse, and then it goes back into his refrain, right? And then
Right.
Future's part is just like it just completely switches. It's a completely different beat, and he just rides out. He just rides on it for maybe like a minute and a half for the rest of the song, or maybe like 2 minutes, and it's the same beat, but he kind of has his own like refrain, verse, refrain thing, and that's how. So for one thing, and I think that can work, but on this song for me it was just weird as fuck. It was really jarring when it switched.
I'm gonna be honest. I didn't even notice
Really?
because I had already checked out. I hated
Oh,
it so
okay.
much.
Yeah, I did not. Drake's fucking verse or whatever it is starts with working every weekend like usual, and right after that, I was like, hold the fuck up, Drake. What the fuck are you doing on the weekend?
Write songs, dude.
You are not working every weekend like usual, you dick ass. Fuck you. I mean, I guess obviously writing music is his working, but like suck my cock. Anyway, um, so I wasn't crazy about that. Honestly, Drake's part is like it's okay. Futures, I couldn't tell what the fuck he was saying. It sounded like
Future.
he had way too much spit in his
Stand.
mouth. He sounded like a little kid trying to talk to you with like a bunch of ice cubes in their mouth. He was like, and it's like, what the fuck are you saying?
And it's auto tuned on top of that.
Exactly.
Like, that just makes it worse. That's
Exactly.
like a robot that never learned how to speak human language, but is trying really hard.
And like, the thing is, like, I don't dislike Drake or Future. I don't really listen to either of them much, but I mean, I like Jumpman, which is a song that's Drake featuring Future. Um, but that one's good. I like Mask Off. I like other Drake shit. But this one I did not like it at all.
I'm not really well versed in Drake or Future.
I'm not
definitely
either,
don't
honestly.
like Future from what I've heard. Drake, I think, is kind of just generic. I like some of his stuff when he's like trying to be, I guess, more of like a pop artist. So like, oh, is it Hotline Bling? I think that's the
Yeah,
one I'm thinking of.
yeah, that was pretty good.
Um, I like that song. I think that's the one I'm thinking of. Yeah, the one that's like, you used to call me on your cell phone.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that song a lot, but it's not. I wouldn't consider it like. Well, I guess it is hip hop, isn't it? But I don't know. I'm not really an expert on this.
Genre lines become really weird
That's true.
because
But I think
yeah,
I just think his popular stuff is better. I don't think he's a good rapper. It's just kind of generic to me. But
yeah, and I feel like Drake lyrics a lot of the time they kind of come off as like just trying to fill in space till I can get to the hook sometimes.
I can definitely see that.
Yeah, so also the song is called Life is Good. It does not sound like a song that would be called Life is Good. When I think Life is Good, I think like major key, happy, funky. It's like a trap song that you would hear in somebody's fucking basement from their PS4. Like as soon as you go downstairs, you're like, I don't want to be here anymore.
I could definitely.
You know what I'm saying? And there's like,
agree with that.
yeah, there's clothes and shit on the floor, and there's probably like bags of chips everywhere and like soda, and you're like, ugh, fuck. That's what it reminded me of. Yeah, so I didn't like Life is Good.
Final verdict, bad.
No.
I
Yeah.
keep giving a thumbs down, like they're gonna see this, but
Maybe I'll throw some on the screen.
just me.
Yeah.
Thumbs down.
Yeah. All right. Next
That's
up,
rearranged.
Circles by Post Malone. I also fucking love this song. Holy shit. It is so catchy.
Really?
Yeah, dude, it's so catchy. It's just a nice little chill little pop song. It does not sound anything like what I thought Post Malone would sound like when he first became famous. I thought he was gonna do the same shit for his entire career. So that also kind of makes me like it too, is because I feel like it bridges a gap between people who have liked him and people who have only heard this song.
Well, I will say I do like this song, and I did give it a little green heart,
Yeah,
because it's just so catchy,
yeah.
and I love I love catchy stuff, as you'll find out when we move on to the album. I
Mm-hmm.
love really good melodies. The thing I did not like the lyrics though. It's just I didn't I don't know. I don't know why, but I did not like them. It just they gave me bad vibes, man.
Dude, I don't know the lyrics. I don't like I
Really?
Yeah, I don't know, like I know the song, but I could not tell you. I think he says seasons change at some point. Um,
Change and our love went cold, which I
oh,
do like that lyric,
I'm gonna
that
look
lyric.
up the lyrics right now because I don't actually, like I said, I don't really actually know what they are. So I'm gonna agree with you.
I think I think what it is I don't know what this is called. There's probably a term for it, but I feel like the lyrics don't match the melody. Like they don't serve the melody. If that makes sense. I don't think it does,
You
but
know why? Is because he's a rapper. So
that would. Hmm.
I think what he's
That makes
done,
sense.
I think what he's done is taken like he's got this really happy, catchy pop song, and then he took his like rapper way of writing lyrics and put them on because I see what you're saying. Looking at the lyrics, like this song is kind of fucking sad, but it doesn't sound like that. And like, it's not like you can't write a song that has sad lyrics and uh, happy music, but I see what you're saying. It just feels kind of weird.
I did like it though. I definitely did like it. I've listened to it more and more because I think it'll grow on me.
Uh huh.
Um, but that was just my immediate uh, reaction, I guess. And it was mostly for the chorus.
Yeah.
Um, the lyrics I'm talking about, because the verses are kind of whatever. I do like the actual words in the lyrics for the most part, but I don't know.
Um. Yeah. No. But yeah. So it. Oh, I remember what I was gonna say. I was listening to the radio. I think the top 40 station around here. I think it's. I don't know if it's like every weekend or just like one day of the weekend. I don't remember what day it is, but they do a thing where they're like, you like call in and request what you want to hear, and they have something on like iHeartRadio where it's like a poll and everybody votes. And one of the songs that they like made a big deal about everybody wanting to hear was "Circles" by Post Malone. And then the next day I was listening to the radio and it came on like 16 times, and I was like, was that not enough fucking times for you guys to hear it already? But that's how
that's
top 40
literally
works.
that's literally how the thrift store radio works.
Yeah.
Um, Africa by Weezer, not even the original, but the Weezer
Oh
version, which I
boy.
did like before this, would play at least 16 times a shift, and a shift is only 5 hours. So
Sounds like fun,
yeah, yeah,
But yeah, so final verdict on Circles. It's good. I'll give it a good. I like it.
I liked it too. All right, so our next song, number two, which I honestly think should have been number one, "Don't Start Now" by Dua Lipa. I don't even know if that's how you say her name,
I
but
think so.
the first thing I noticed about this song was that bass line was so good. That
Delicious.
bass line made the song immediately,
Yeah,
like right off the bat.
it's very good.
I love slap bass. At least when it's done right. I guess I don't know. I don't love just slap bass in general, but uh, if it's done well, I absolutely eat it up.
Me
Um,
too, but I just like slap bass so much that even when it's not done well, I still like it because I just like funk.
that's true. That's fair. Um, I I will say, uh, the chorus was really underwhelming because the verse is super catchy.
Yeah,
The pre-chorus is even catchier. Why is the chorus this like, don't show up, don't come out, don't stop caring about me now? Like,
yeah, it
come
could have
on,
been a
dude.
lot
You.
better.
But the bass line under the chorus kind of makes up for it, I guess. So I
Um,
that to me would have made the song pretty much perfect
uh-huh.
if the chorus was just like really catchy.
So like, I first thing I want to say is, "Will you marry me, Dua Lipa?" I think she's fucking gorgeous. Anyway, next, uh, yeah. So I like this song a lot. I don't know where it came from, but one of the times I was listening to it to like really think about what I want to say about it, I got this like I got just it's as if it's as if somebody had like a drop of water on their finger and they like pressed it on my nose. I just got a little pressed of this inkling that like I don't know when it was, but in the song I was listening to it and it just feels kind of like that thing I was talking about earlier where it's like soulless because I feel like this song was written in like a boardroom by a bunch of suits because it follows that like pop formula like perfectly. You know what I mean? Like I feel like the way the
That's
song came
yeah.
about was like a bunch of people were like, "All right, how are we gonna make money off of this?" That being
Oh,
said, this song is fucking awesome, so it doesn't take away too much for me because of that. But I still kind of get that feeling. Do you know what I'm saying?
I do. This was actually written by four different people, so
Yeah,
uh, that's not too many.
that's not too
When
bad.
the artist is just one person,
Right.
it's probably more than you should be doing.
But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. And like
It
good.
it's got that like manufactured
Yes.
uh, sound, but it doesn't at the same time. It's kind of hard to explain, but it feels like Dua Lipa kind of had this idea, and she went to these people
Hmm.
and this men or whatever. This is what it feels like. I don't know how true this is. But
Right.
she took the song and they kind of took it and they did what they did with it.
Right. And and,
Um,
and like it's a good song, but that feeling of it not being kind of genuine takes away from it for a little bit from me. That being said, I still really like it. It's very good.
yeah, I this is definitely I think my third favorite on the top 10. It's either third or fourth, behind the Billie Eilish song, behind "Adore You," and maybe behind "Say So." But I'm not. They're kind of equal in my mind.
It's pretty much the
Um,
same song as Say So. It's the same idea at least.
yeah. Um,
But this song has like strings near the end, which is fucking awesome. It reminds me of something like
I
similar
agree.
to Rasputin. You know what I'm saying?
I don't. I really don't.
By Boney M.
Okay.
Or,
I
or,
thought I misheard you because I was like,
no, I
I
just
don't know
meant the
what that has
guy.
to do with this, but
I
okay.
just meant
I
Rasputin the
know what you're
guy.
saying though.
Yeah, I just think he's a cool guy. I think he'd
Dun,
like
dun,
this
dun,
song.
dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, but
I
there's
know
like
the strings at the end.
yeah. And I think if you're gonna use strings in a funk setting, I think that's the best way to do it. I think it sounds badass. Um, so yeah, so it's a good song. It definitely feels like fuck, like what you were saying, like very uh, kind of robotic and formulaic. But when it's this good, it kind of doesn't matter.
I agree. I
Yeah,
definitely agree. I would give it a thumbs up.
me too. Me too. And last but not least, the number one for the week of April fucking 13th was The Box by Roddy Rich. Yeah, it's been up there for a minute. I'm not sure how
I
long.
didn't know.
Yeah, dude, because Justin Bieber, when he started when he started trying to get fucking Yummy to reach number one, that's when the box was beating him.
Really?
Yes. So it's fuck. I'm trying to see if I can.
Well, it was released in February 28th. So
The box.
yeah,
Yeah. So
11 weeks at the top spot.
pretty good.
Well, I'm surprised because I actually don't like it.
Really.
I don't dislike it, but it's alright.
This song to me is just like Roxanne. It's just something that you just throw on and you don't think about it. This would have been the fucking like this would have been another one that we all would have hopped in my fucking Accord and rolled the windows down and just bumped it, dude. The song is awesome, I think. It's very easy. I never would have thought that a song that starts out with I never thought I would like that. I never thought I would like it.
That might be part of it. Is that immediately I was like, "Are you kidding?"
Yeah, it's
so.
It's weird, but that's kind of why I fuck with it because it's doing something different.
That's fair.
I've never heard something like that ever, and I never thought that I would. And I think it makes sense to hear it and immediately be like, no. But I think if you do follow through, I think there is a pretty good song under it.
I did, like I said, I think it's all right. I'll listen to it again a couple times. It might grow on me, but I don't know. I guess this kind of style I don't really care for.
And that's
I don't like the auto tune.
Yeah, that's totally valid.
It's for effect, and I can definitely appreciate using auto tune for effect. I think that can be great. But this specific auto tune that they were using, I don't know. Maybe it's his voice, but I did not like it.
Yeah,
and the lyrics I think are kind of, eh.
No, they're not. I mean, they're not anything really to take seriously. They're actually kind of fucking funny.
Which is ironic considering the album that I picked, but we'll get into that later.
Fucking the part where he says, "I'm a 2020 president candidate." Of course.
I don't get that, but it did make me laugh. But it also was upsetting because Bernie had like just suspended his campaign.
Yeah.
And I was upset.
Yeah. I think I don't know. That's such a rapper thing to say, because like obviously he's not. It's just one of those things that like you say it when you're like having a good time, and you're like singing along. You just say that, and you're like, I'm a fucking 2020 president candidate, and it's like why. Like,
yeah, that's fair.
It's dumb as shit, but it's so cool to it feels so nice to sing along. I'm gonna go ahead and medicate here real quick. So what's your verdict on that one?
It's all right. I probably will listen to it again, and my opinion will probably grow.
Say one of these, like a halfway.
Yeah. But I do. I don't think I feel like it shouldn't be at number one, but what do I know? You know. I think Adore You should be at number one, to be honest. But
I am really bad at ranking things. The only thing I can say for sure is what I wouldn't have on the top 10, which is Life is Good and Intentions.
I agree with that.
Yeah. Honestly, I probably wouldn't even really have the Billie Eilish song up there either because, yeah, it's just, like I said, I don't dislike it, but it's just not, it's nothing like new and exciting to me. But that's just me. But yeah, I like the box. I like the box a lot. I think I was actually pretty surprised with this top 10 list. I went into it like, fuck, I'm about to hate all of this. This is gonna suck. And then I definitely like the majority of the songs on here.
See, it's kind of funny because I went into this thinking the opposite. Like, because I do like pop songs, and I was like, I'm gonna like all this, but it's all like there's very little actual pop. I think.
Yeah.
So I didn't like it as much as I was thinking I was going to, but I still liked. I think half of them I would say I liked. So that's 50%, kind of to be expected.
Yeah, it's not bad. All right.
So yeah,
Well, I think we're done with the top 10. So it is now time to move on to our album, which this week was graciously provided by David. So I'll let
that's
you.
me.
Did you like cuz I just pretty much wrote down objectively what I thought about him. I didn't look into like the lyrics or like the meanings of the songs or anything. Did you want me to do that? Cuz I was kind of hoping
Um,
that you would tell me about it if you wanted to discuss it.
I don't. You didn't need to like do anything
Dope.
deep, but if like something
Cool.
stood out to you,
Yeah. Well, yeah, which
um,
yeah, like I wrote shit like that down.
so this album is a Ram by Paul McCartney and Linda McCartney. A lot of people don't know that.
Yeah.
Linda McCartney was actually credited for this album. Um, so Ram was Paul McCartney's second solo album after his debut album called McCartney,
Right.
which actually the 50th anniversary was a couple days ago.
Really?
I think.
Oh shit.
I don't know. So his debut album, McCartney, most people didn't like it. And the biggest reason was because it was 1970 and everyone thought he was the reason the Beatles broke up. So they're like, oh, this stupid Paul guy, he ruined the best band. And McCartney isn't, I do like the album, but it's not that good. It's got a lot of half-finished songs.
It does.
The biggest complaint was that it didn't have polish, which is why listening to Ram, even though it's just Paul, on the, or at least in the credits, kind of, I don't know if what I just said makes sense, but it sounds like a full band. And he found two guitarists. I cannot remember their names right now for some reason. I probably should have written this down, but I did not.
It's okay.
I could look it up, but I'm not going to. And a drummer, Denny Sewall. I remember his name. I don't know if I'm saying it correctly, but I remember it. When it came out, the critics hated it. Ringo, this is kind of funny. Ringo even said, well, I feel sad about Paul's albums. I don't think there's one good tune on the last one, Ram. He seems to be going strange.
Really?
Which is like, Ringo, you literally had two good songs, and then you released an album of like jazz standards as if you're Frank Sinatra, and then a country album, which admittedly are all right. But then you had one good album, and that wasn't, I mean, to be fair, that wasn't even when he had said this. He said this before that good album came out. So, like, who are you to talk about how good an album is? Come on, Ringo. However, so that was at the time, people didn't like it, but now critics are saying that Ram is actually one of the best albums he released. And a lot of people say it's a big inspiration of the indie pop genre, which is really interesting to think about. This Paul McCartney guy, who was part of the biggest band of all time, helped introduce an indie genre. But that's what people think.
Okay.
So
interesting.
I don't want your opinions to be. I want them to be secret for now. I want to get through the songs one by one first.
Okay.
But for me, this is my favorite. I believe this is my favorite solo Beatles album. It's definitely my favorite one by Paul.
I had not heard it.
That's why I chose it.
I hadn't heard it when you. I hadn't even really heard of it when you told me that we were going to be doing this one. So.
Interesting. What were your thoughts going into it? What did you expect?
I listened to the fuck out of the Beatles from the time I was 15, and then by the time I had exhausted their discography, it was probably when I was like 19.
Really? It took you that long?
It took me that long to get like really, really, really familiar. Kind of, but also like that was also just like me liking them. Like by exhausting it, I mean like listening to it. Like I had a Beatles playlist on Spotify. I would listen to it like nonstop because that's how much I like the Beatles, and I don't really do that anymore.
I guess that's fair.
Yeah, so that's kind of.
I'm a way bigger Beatles fan than you are.
Yeah.
So it took me like 3 months to really get familiar with all of the Beatles
Yeah,
albums and music, and I still haven't gotten into their solo stuff all that much. But
yeah. I'm kind of trying to do that now, but I've started to branch out a little bit more. So I wasn't really like, I don't know. I wasn't excited per se, but I wasn't like, ugh, fuck. Um, I was more
okay,
just like intrigued. I think that's the best word for it.
okay.
Yeah.
So okay, let's just jump right into it then,
Cool.
right?
Cool.
So the first song is "Too Many People." Um,
Wait. Actually, real quick. So are we? How are we doing this? Are we gonna say it and then give our ratings, or are we doing the ratings at the end? Or
I think, did you rate each individual song? Because I
yeah.
actually didn't, but I can
Oh
probably do
fuck,
that.
I did.
That's fine. Well, I know this album, so
Okay.
uh, the point of this is kind of to me showing you an album, and next week you'll show me an album, kind of thing.
Okay.
So
Okay.
um, I kind of want to talk about it a little bit first, and
Cool.
then we don't have to spend as much time as we did with the top 10. But
Okay. Okay.
so, what did you think of Too Many People?
Well, what I wrote down. What do you want me to give my rating now, or just discuss it first?
However you feel you want to do it.
Okay. Well, I'll give my rating after we talk about it because I don't want to. But I'll also say the way I did my ratings is kind of confusing because I didn't want to commit to anything. So what I did was it's out of three, but so that I can be more vague, the numbers are the possible ratings are 0, 0/1, 1, 1/2, 2, and 2/3, and 3. And the idea behind that is like, a lot of songs are kind of on the line. Um, and like I said, it'll let me be more ambiguous with ratings, and then I don't have to answer to as much. So yes, first song is Too Many People. The first thing I wrote down was Dope Message. What I wrote was Dope Message, not too shabby. It's a song about it's a song about kind of about poor people, right? Kind of. It's a song about like why the world sucks, basically. And the idea is like, what is it? It's like too many people in the streets, blah, yada yada yada. Um, but I liked it. I thought it was pretty cool. It's a pretty good it's a pretty good introductory song. That I think that he could have picked a better one though because I think that it did, especially like somebody who wasn't really looking forward to this album. I feel like they'd listen to it and be like, "Oh, this is what it's gonna sound like." You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do. Because I do like this song. I like all these songs.
Yeah,
But I'd say this is on the lower end of the spectrum.
I agree.
Only because the other songs are more filled out, I guess. I do think I think once someone's been more familiar with the album, I think it does end up being a good opener
Mm.
because it kind of like right off the bat, it does kind of show you what the album is like. It's going to be just kind of like all over the place and a lot of fun. Um, but I do see what you're saying because it's also not super duper energetic.
No.
The opener should be, but I love the intro instrumentals. How like mysterious and weird it is, especially that like electric guitar, the boom 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 boom. You know, I don't know if
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about, but and then it comes back in the chorus, and I love it. Um, I I do see what you're saying. It's kind of it's. I don't think it's the perfect opener, but I think for people who do know this album already, it's a good opener.
Yeah.
But for new people, I don't think. Cause
Yeah.
like right off the bat, he's like yelling at you, like some weird. I don't know what he even says there.
I don't know. Too much. Yeah. It's a. Let me see. I'm gonna pull up the lyrics here, but it's just a song about. Um, let's see if it knows I'm talking about Too Many People by Paul McCartney from Ram. It does. Okay. Too many people going underground. Too many people reaching for a piece of cake. Too many people pulled and pushed around. Too many waiting for that lucky break. Like that's the idea.
Right. Um. So a lot of people think that this song is about John as well.
Mm-hmm.
Specifically, the line "Too many people preaching practices." Um, which he later admitted it was a small jab at John and Yoko. Um, but this song as a whole is just kind of about how when he goes out into the, I believe this is what it's about at least. When he like goes out to see the world, there's a lot of unjust or
Mm.
injustice. Is that the word? I don't know. A lot of bad things.
I know it's just a lot of it's tough out there.
I, the lyrics, and Paul's not a lyricist, which is why I like him so much. I think the lyrics on the song are pretty good, but they're not anything special.
Yeah, yeah, they're definitely kind of standard. They're lyrics that you'd expect a bassist to come up with.
Dang.
but they're
I'm
but
not
they're
even the bassist, but dang.
but they're no, but for real though, Paul McCartney is one of my favorite people of all time. But no, this I see what you're saying. Like the lyrics could definitely be better. I think the lyrics kind of came secondary to the music, but that's not a bad thing because the music is good, and I agree. The chorus is
Right.
pretty cool. Where now what can be done for you? Part's pretty neat.
You broke it in two.
Yeah. So also,
Um,
it'd probably help those of you listening along to maybe like pause it and listen to the songs yourself if you want because we can't really play them on here, unfortunately.
Copyright.
Yeah, so you're gonna have to deal with us singing them for you. But
And we should record covers. Just
good
acapella
idea.
covers.
Yeah, of every song that we talked about. Good idea.
I will say my favorite part of this song, excuse me, is the guitar solo, especially the outro guitar solo. It's just like insane. He just like is just going at it.
Yeah, it's just kind
Like
of
it's
shredding,
not super melodic, but he's just kind of going at it. I don't know.
and
It's really energetic, and I love it.
that can be really cool in the right context. Is like a solo that's not necessarily that you couldn't really look at sheet music for.
Right.
Badass, man.
So what's your final rating, or if you have anything else to say?
My final rating on that was a 2/3. So what I mean by that is it's it's good. It's not. I probably wouldn't put it on a playlist, but in the context of the album, I like it. Um, it's good. It's a good song.
Good. All right. So the next song is Three Legs. What do you think of this one?
Not as crazy about it. Um, it's about his dog. Yeah, kind of.
Um, well, so it's not really about anything. A lot of people think it's actually another song about John.
It sounds like it
Um,
is from the lyrics that I'm reading.
my dog, he got three leg. Your dog, he got none. It's supposed to be like the Beatles were his band. Um, the three legs is him, George, and Ringo. And it's like
Oh,
it's like a really weird. Uh, it's a very surrealistic way of saying it. I'll say, which I do appreciate.
I think that's pretty
But
badass. Yeah.
in general, this song is just kind of insignificant. I do like it, but it's not something I would be like, dude, you gotta listen to Three Legs. It's like the best song ever. Like
Yeah.
if you went your life without hearing the song, I don't think you would be at any significantly any hold on. You would be any less significantly cultured. I think is what I'm trying to say. I don't know.
I don't. Yeah, I don't really like this song. It well okay. I I don't like it in that like kind of like you were saying. Yeah, I wouldn't be sitting around like I really want to listen to right now is Three Legs by Paul McCartney and Linda McCartney. Um, but it's one thing I noticed about this album is that even on the songs that I don't like, Paul McCartney is such a good songwriter that he does something in every song that I like, even if I don't like the song itself. I don't remember what it was in this song, but I do remember listening to it and being like, this isn't really my thing, but it's just kind of it's got its groove. It's just kind of good, regardless. It kind of reminded me of something like which I know I'm probably going to be making these comparisons a lot, but it reminded me kind of like of like Year Blues or something like that because it was very bluesy, and it reminded me of that
Yeah, I
place the
think it's the
Beatles.
12 bar blues.
Yeah, it reminded me of like that place the Beatles went in at whatever point in their career. I guess like the White Album, the bluesier stuff they did on the White Album. And there's a
I mean, they
couple,
kind of do bluesy stuff throughout, but
but
the
yeah,
blues is on the White Album stuff.
yeah. So like, that's what it reminded me of. So it reminded me of the Beatles in a good way.
I think in general, this album, if you had to compare it to a Beatles album, I think the White Album would be the closest comparison.
Yeah,
It would be like if you took out Jonathan, George, and even Ringo, and it was just Paul. Kind of.
that's a pretty good
I mean,
way
that's
to.
exactly what it is, but.
Yeah, that's a pretty good way to put it. Um,
Final rating?
I gave that one a 2. So that's like, it's like saying, for me, it's like saying 50%. So it's not like, well, which is an F. It's like saying 50% if you're not using the American fucking school system as a basis. It's like, it's it's good, but it's not like exciting. Does that make sense? Like,
Right.
it's good.
Right.
It's passable. It's passable.
Speaking of, the next song is Ram On, kind of the title track.
Yeah.
It's not really a song. It's just kind of there. It's just a fun little ditty. I do like it. I love that he's just playing a ukulele.
Mm-hmm.
And the melody I think is really really good. But it's insignificant, even more so than Three Legs. Um, but he does. This is the first introduction of what I'm going to call scat vocals on this album, at least that I could hear.
Mm-hmm.
Where he's like at the end, where he's like, boom, 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 which he does a lot, especially on this album, and I absolutely love it.
Uh-huh.
But other than that, the song is kind of not important at all. But what do you think?
I fucking loved it, dude. I thought it was so good. This might be one of my favorite songs on the album. I thought
Really?
it was amazing. I guess I wasn't supposed to give my opinion. I was supposed to talk about it first, but no, I love it. Yeah, it's and you know what, dude? It's funny that you said that he inspired indie musicians because I was thinking, what this song is like it's a ukulele, little chord progression thing, and then he adds like more layers in as the song goes on, and one of them is like really produced, I guess. It's like synth percussion. There's like a clap that's got a lot of echo on it, and there's like a hit, like a either like a bass drum or like a low tom kick that also sounds kind of synthetic, and it reminds me a lot of something that like Billie Eilish would do.
Really?
Just that in and of itself.
I kind of never thought of it that way, but that does. I
See what I'm
do
saying?
definitely see what you're saying.
Now
And
that
I kind of like shat on this song.
Yeah.
Like, all of these songs except for one, I would put in my like favorite songs of all time playlist.
Uh-huh.
So this is kind of on the scale of this album for me because I still absolutely love this song. I would give it at least a 7 out of 10.
Uh-huh.
But still, it's kind of in the scope of the album. To me, I've always found it to be kind of insignificant, I guess.
I can see what you're saying. And it definitely just kind of like scoots in and scoots out. It's a weird song to name the album after.
I agree.
And also like it doesn't really. If you look at the lyrics, I'm gonna read you all the lyrics in the song right now. It's ram on, give your heart to somebody, soon, right away, right away. Who's that coming now? They're coming. Who's that coming now, baby? So like, yeah, it's definite. The lyrics are like, they're not as important as the actual music, and I think the music itself, because like I think he adds some horns and maybe some like flutes and shit in the end.
I don't know. It's something.
Yeah, I don't know off the top of my head, but a lot more instruments come in near the end, and it all just it blends together perfectly. And also like I just really like songs that are really short. So that's another thing, and that's just kind of like a personal thing I like. So that's another thing that elevated this song for me. But yeah, I gave it a 3. I fucking love this song. It added,
Really?
I added it to my playlist too. I love this song.
Well, I'm glad, but I'm surprised.
Yeah, so I like that one.
So the next song, Dear Boy, what do you think of this one?
This is one of them that I don't, after listening to it, I don't really have like an idea in my head of what it sounds like. What I wrote down is that I liked it, but it was another one of those songs that I liked, but I didn't really have much to say about it. It's just like, yeah, I liked it.
Okay. To me, this is the first like classic song on the album that I would be like,
Yeah,
I would show this to someone that said that they liked, if they said they liked the Beatles, but they haven't heard a whole lot, this would be one of the songs that I would want to show them. They
yeah,
haven't heard a lot of their solo stuff. This would be one of the songs that I'd be like, I think this, you know, depending on their taste, but I would be like, this is a good one. I absolutely love this song, because it's the the piano at the beginning. It's great, and the song is like drenched in harmony, like
yeah,
backing vocals,
yeah,
and I absolutely love it. And the melody's really good. The lyrics I think are actually a step up from every other album or every other song so far. Um, and it's about a lot of people also thought this was about John, but it's actually about Linda's ex. Because it's like, I guess you never knew, dear boy, what you had found. I guess you never knew, dear boy, that she was just the cutest thing around. And it's
oh,
like talking about how. Um, here's a great lyric. When I stepped in, my heart was down and out, but her love came through and brought me round, got me up and about. I hope you never know, dear boy, how much you miss. And even when you fall in love, dear boy, it won't be half as good as this.
that's weird as fuck.
So
It's a weird flex, but
yeah, but it's sweet. I like it.
yeah, that's funny. Yeah, he's like, fuck you, bitch. You might have been here first, but she likes me more.
There's more scatting in this song, but I can't remember exactly where it is.
I can't even. Dude,
Oh, it's the backing vocals. He's like, when I stepped in, and in the back he's like, do 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 do
yes,
do do
yeah.
do do.
So no, this song's good. I like it. Linda McCartney is listed first as songwriter.
Really?
Wouldn't that be funny if she wrote like most of the song? Paul's just kind of like, she just kind of did that. I don't know.
That is odd. She is listed first. I wonder if that has any significance. It might just be alphabetical order.
That's what I was thinking, but I don't know. But yeah, no, that one was good. I gave it a 2-3, so it was good.
Cool, cool. All right. So the next one is the big one that you probably already knew. Um,
I think you might have had me listen to it before. I might be wrong.
well, it was his first number one hit single, outside of the Beatles.
Really?
Yeah. Um, which is kind of surprising that this song was the number one, but
Huh.
it was, and it deserved it in my mind. But Uncle Albert, Admiral Halsey.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Um. So so obviously, the song is like split in two. There's the Uncle Albert
Yeah.
part and the Admiral Halsey part. The Uncle Albert part is all right. Um, the fucking Admiral Halsey part, I love. I kind of wish it was his own song. It is so catchy. He does a lot of really cool world building, and it's just really catchy. There's this really cool. Is it a trumpet?
I think it's either like a synth trumpet or it's him with his mouth.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure. Yeah, but there's like this really. It has this really cool melody that it just kind of like bursts in with, and then later he sings with that melody, and he does like all these different accents, and
It's just good fun.
it's just fun. Yeah, it's just good fun. It's just really catchy. It's really good. I like it a lot.
I will say I agree that the Admiral Halsey part is better, but I absolutely love the Uncle Albert part because that melody is so good. Also, I don't know if you noticed this. There's like a section. It's where where is it? He's like talking like through a filter, like we're so sorry, Uncle Albert, and it's like
Oh yeah.
So he's supposed to be on the phone. Before that, he's like doing this like I can't even make the noise, but it's like it's supposed to be like imitating a phone ringing, and then he picks it up, and he's got this like effect on his voice.
Yeah,
And I love his the silly voices that he does. Like,
yeah,
we're
pretty fun.
so sorry, Uncle
Uncle
Albert,
Albert.
but we haven't done a bloody thing all day.
Yeah,
And like, and it doesn't just stop in the Uncle Albert part. He does it, you know. He's like, I had another look, and I had a cup of tea and a butter pie, butter melts, so put it in
yeah.
the pie.
He does this like Cerberus Snape voice for that part. The butter
love
wouldn't
it.
melt, so I put it in the pie, and it's so good.
It's so good. I love this song.
And
so
then
much.
the hands across the water, water. That part,
Hands across the sky.
it's good. It's so catchy.
It's so catchy. Um, I I also love the part where he's like, little be a gypsy, get around, get your feet up off the ground, live a little, get around.
I
That
was
part is probably my favorite part of the song.
I wasn't as crazy about that part.
It's only once, but I love it.
I wasn't as crazy about that part, but I do like the rest of the song that's sandwiched around it. Um,
So final verdict.
I gave it a 2 in my notes, but I think I'd rather give it a 2-3 because I don't know why I gave it a 2 over a 2-3, but I'm gonna change it to a 2-3 because yeah, the Admiral Halsey part is just so good. So catchy.
It's so catchy. And this is exactly what I love about this album. But
Yeah. Okay,
this
next.
also
Oh, go ahead.
it also transitions really nicely into the next song, which is "Smile Away."
Smile away.
So I want to know what you think of this song because I just let me know.
Well, it's a song about how everybody thinks that Paul is a smelly asshole. Apparently,
Which he is.
I guess so. Yeah. It also really it reminds me of Revolution a lot. But
Really,
yeah, it's another really
like political revolutions. Like it reminds you of a coup d'état.
no, the song by the Beatles.
I knew that, but I was trying to make a joke.
Oh, I no, you dumbass.
It should have been Bernie's
This one?
rally song.
Yeah, good idea. I met a friend of mine. He did say, "Man, I can smell your feet a mile away."
Smile away.
Smile away, smile away, smile away. Yeah, smile away. It's the same thing for 4.5 minutes. I'm not crazy. I'm honestly not that crazy about it.
Really?
Yeah, I don't hate it. It's one of those things where I can appreciate where it fits in on the album. I kind of wish if it was shorter, I would probably like it a lot more because the fact. Go ahead.
I love this song.
Okay.
Um, I don't know if you noticed the backing vocals. There's a I don't know if they're actually saying this, but it sounds like they're saying like, don't know how to do that, don't know how to do that, don't know how to do that.
Yeah.
And that I love that. I'm gonna consider that the scatting in this song. The lyrics are stupid, but it's to me it's so upbeat and happy that it doesn't even matter.
Yeah.
And I at the ending, the outro, I love this. This is my favorite part. So he's talking about he says smile away sweetly now, and they kind of like vamp while he's like ad libbing, right?
Yeah.
And then he said, all right, smile away quietly now, and the band gets off, and he keeps going, and then he says smile away horribly now, and then the band goes insane, and Paul just starts like yelling and you know,
Yeah.
crazy stuff.
That was pretty cool. And that's that's what I was talking about, where like even in the songs that I don't like in this album, there's still something that he does that's cool. And that's how this song was for me. Like I really didn't like it that much, but like I said, in the context of the album and just the fact that it's Paul McCartney writing it, it's still like a pretty good song. Like I could, if I was listening to the album and I was listening all the way through, then I wouldn't skip it.
Okay, I'll take it. I didn't expect you to like it that much because it's one of those songs where it's like you either like it or you don't, and it's not
Yeah.
there's not much to it.
Yeah, and like, and it's like honestly, if I did like it, at all, I would probably like it a lot because songs where it's the same thing for a long time aren't bad. It just depends on if you like what it is that's being played. And
Exactly.
so that's all I'm gonna say about that for now because we still got the rest of the album going. But
Did you give it a rating?
I gave it a 1-2.
Okay. All right. So the next song, "Heart of the Country." What do you think?
I love this song, dude. Oh my god, this
They
song is so good. Holy shit. I like how he sings really high, really high, but it sounds
it
good.
gets it goes even higher on the next song.
Yeah, and I don't know. This song kind of reminds me of Mother Nature's Son. Uh, I feel like it builds a similar like, you know how there's some songs you listen to and there's almost like visuals to them, even though like it's just a song. Uh,
Yeah, definitely.
Heart of the Country and Mother Nature's Son have like the exact same visual to me, and it's a really peaceful, serene visual that I really like. And they're both just really and this song even in its own right, like it's just a really catchy, really good song. Um,
I love this song. This is one of my favorites. I think we should cover this song. I think it'd be really fun.
oh, that would be fun.
I love the like, um, whoa whoa whoa, yabba dabba doo doo bow, dabba dabba doo doo
Yeah, 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 yeah,
the
yeah.
scatting. Oh, I love it so much. Like that's he could have put lyrics there, and it probably wouldn't have had the same effect.
I agree.
Um, it um, I, this is not really related, but it's kind of funny. I was listening to a song at 2 in the morning,
Mm-hmm.
and there's a lyric somewhere. It's like, "Oh, I want a horse, I want a sheep, I want to get me a good night's sleep." And I was like, "Nice, that's me right now."
Yeah.
I really like this song. Um,
I love this song.
I think you like it more than me,
I love it.
oddly enough.
Yeah, I love this song. It reminds me of Mother Nature's Son. Blah blah blah. It's very good. The melody is catchy, and the instruments blend really well together. I think Paul McCartney is fucking fantastic at instrumentation.
I agree.
And do you have my rating, or do you have anything else to say about it?
I don't have anything else. I don't think.
I gave it a 3. This is on my. This made it to my playlist.
Wait, so wait, does it have to be a three to make it to your playlist, or the two, three?
Yes, usually. I probably
Okay.
won't put up like a 2-3. A 2-3 is like it almost made it.
Oh,
Um,
okay, I see what you're saying.
um, I feel like it's very possible in the future at some point that I'll give a song a 3 and not put it on a playlist. But
Probably.
you just gotta strap in for the ride.
I see. Um, okay, I'll take it. I like that song. A lot. I do think you like it more than me though.
Wait, I
Don't
do
worry
like
about
it a lot. I do really like it.
Anyways, next song, Monkberry Moon Delight. Uh, thoughts?
Um, it's cool. It's very cool. This is one of those songs that I wouldn't mind pulling up somewhere listening to. The fucking uh the backing vocals in this song are amazing. They
It's Linda's singing, but it's also Paul, and I think the guitarist, but I could be wrong about that.
well they do everything that I think good backing vocals should do. Um, and yeah, they're very catchy, and they just in every way they elevate the main vocals. I will say the only real issue I have with this song is that Paul is like screaming his dick off
Yeah, he
like
is.
so much,
I
like holy
love it.
shit. And the thing is, it's not bad, but the instruments don't match the same intensity. So to me, it makes it comes out feeling sounding kind of weird.
It's
That
like a
being
disconnect.
said, go ahead. What?
It's like a disconnect.
Yes. That being said, I still like it a lot. It's still really cool. Um,
Um, this is probably my favorite song on the album
okay.
because it's. I think the lyrics are the best. These are the best lyrics so far. Um, not in terms of being good poetry, but in terms of just I sat in the attic, a piano up my nose. Like, what does that mean? It doesn't
Right.
mean anything. It's just fun. And he's just talking about catch up, super fury, don't get left behind, and of course the backing vocals, like
Don't
he
get
said, only
left
help.
behind. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Get left.
The part's
Um,
so good.
it's almost psychedelic. Like if this song came out on Sergeant Pepper's, it would fit right. It would probably
Yeah.
have better instrumentation, I think, but I think it would fit right in. Um, the what did I write? Oh, I love when Paul screams. I think he has a great screaming voice, and this song is like every single note is pretty much like up way above his range.
Yeah.
But I think it's like a good name, in a good way,
Yeah.
especially at the ending, the outro, which is like 3 minutes long. I think
Yeah.
something crazy like that.
Yeah, it's long as
But
fuck.
he's just like screaming his head off, and I love it. It's just a bunch of fun.
Yeah, it's that's another thing. The song is like 6 minutes. No, maybe 5 minutes long.
I think it's almost six.
I don't remember off the top of my head, but
I want to say 550.
it's pretty long. Um, and it borders being a little bit too long for me, but it's a good song. It doesn't hold my attention the whole time though. That being said, I still like it, but yeah, I feel like for me it's just a little bit too long. And then all of the elements, I feel like all the elements don't come together quite as good as they could have for whatever reason. But I still like it.
I think I oh god, my AirPods are dying. I
Oh
think
no.
that this is a in terms of okay, how do I want to say it? I think if someone isn't really into it, it should be shorter. So I think in order for it to be a better all around song, it probably shouldn't be as long as it is. But for someone like me who immediately fell in love with the song,
Mm.
um, I love that it's as long as it is.
And I
Um,
think I think too, it's important for musicians to make songs as long as they fucking want them to be. You know, because
right.
it's like it's my fucking music, so I'm gonna make. If I want to write a 10-minute long song, I'm gonna do it. Damn it! And also, this is one thing. Like this song, another reason why I can accept it being so long is because the main problem I have with songs that are like too long is if they don't feel like they have a purpose for being that long, then it kind of bothers me. But this song, like, I can see why it's that long. You know?
Right. It's definitely it's like a long jam session.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And there's like, it feels like the reason why it's that long is because Paul felt like he had that much he wanted to say.
So
And
the title of the song came
yeah,
from his kid. Whenever he would ask for milk, he'd call it monk. So he kind of made up this idea of a drink called Monkberry Moon Delight.
mm-hmm.
Um, so that's kind of like where the name comes from.
That's pretty cute.
The lyrics don't mean anything. He's just you know going crazy, but that is where the name comes from.
The yeah, the lyrics are kind of weird. But so I sat in the attic, a piano at my nose, and the wind played a dreadful cantata. That's pretty cool. I like that imagery. Like, cause like the piano at my nose part sounds weird, but then the wind played a dreadful cantata is beautiful. So much so that it redeems the last lyric to me. But yeah, they're kind of weird. The lyrics are kind of weird, but this was a song that most of what he wanted to say was with the actual music. I think.
I agree.
Yeah. So
And so final rating.
I gave it two.
Okay. Let's see. Next song, Eat at Home.
Eat at home.
What do you think?
This is another one that I don't remember what it sounds like, but I do remember that what I wrote down was that it reminds me of Raisin Bran, uh, because it's very bland. It's very
Really?
yeah. I didn't really like this one. There was one part. I don't remember where it is. He says love, and he goes like love. Bring the
It's
bring the love that you feel for me. I think that part.
it's yes. Bring the love that you feel for me into line with the love I see. And in the morning you'll bring to me love.
Yes, yes, that part's cool.
That's my favorite part of the song.
That part's cool as fuck. But that's the only
Um,
part of the song that I like.
really?
Yeah, I don't really like the rest of it.
I like the melodies, but it's kind of like insignificant in a different way than the other songs. I would say because this one has the production behind it, and this was a single, I believe.
Okay.
But it's just kind of like the lyrics are stupid. They don't mean anything. They get the job done, but they don't mean anything. Um, it's just really catchy. Um,
Definitely a Paul song.
yeah.
This is something that John probably would have eaten his ass for. But
If this was a Beatles album, this song probably wouldn't have made the cut.
yeah,
That's how I would put it.
yeah, I really wasn't crazy about this one, but like I said, and the cool thing about all the songs on this album is I think they all fit in the context of the album, as does this one, but it's definitely not one that I'm crazy about.
I can definitely do that. So your rating?
I gave it a 1-2.
Okay, fair enough. Long-haired lady.
Long-haired lady, yes. This is the one that has, I think, the most Linda McCartney on it,
I
right?
believe so.
I think so. I'm not.
Singing lead in a couple places. They're
Yeah.
not like half lead.
Yeah. Um. Well, I have a lot to say about this one. Okay, so it starts. It starts so strong. It starts on this big chord, and Paul goes, "Well, well, 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 well," and then Linda comes in, and she does this weird chromatic thing, and it sounds so bad. It sounds so bad to me. She's like, "Do you love me like you know you ought to?" It's so bad.
I love it.
Or is this the only thing you want me for? I don't like it at all.
I love it.
I don't like that part at all. I wish Linda was a better singer.
I think she's a good singer
In other
for certain
places.
things. I
Yeah.
think she's a really good backing vocalist.
But here's the thing is like so that pattern is like I don't what would you call it? Cuz I called it like kind of chromatic. It just like goes back and forth a lot at like kind of weird intervals.
It's a sequence, so it's like, "Do you love me like you know you ought to do?" And then it kind of at the end it breaks off. Specifically or is this the only thing you want me for? Or is this the only thing you want me for?
Yeah, yeah. But here's the thing: is that Paul's lyrics, the melodies that he does are kind of similar in that like structure, but they sound good when he does it. I don't like it when Linda sings it. She sounds very flat to me, and it throws it off, and I can see why that would be like a good thing, but I don't like it.
That's fair. I love it. The intro is so good. This song for me, I agree. It starts off really, really strong. That intro, I love it. The whole thing,
Yeah.
even the like. Well, I've been meaning to talk to you about it for some time. Sweet little ass, you are my long-haired lady. And then it gets into the verse, which I absolutely love. It's like super bouncy and happy. And it's just like, who's the lady that makes the pretty cookie? Is like all going all over the place. And I really like the lyrics as well. And then the chorus, I do like the chorus a lot, and it's just him saying long haired lady, but and it's what I do like about this song is that you have this verse that is like all bouncy, and it's like mostly like a 16th note melody, or it's uh, like not shuffle, like a gallop kind of thing,
Mm-hmm.
and then you have the chorus, which is just like half notes.
Yeah.
And he's sings like four notes maybe, and
Yeah.
I love the difference between the two. Um, but then it goes on for another like 3 minutes.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
like
Yeah.
I don't think it should have been that long.
No, the length, and it's really, I guess, in terms of songs, in terms of long songs, it's really not even that long. But or is it?
It's not, but it feels longer than it actually is,
Yeah.
and it's because there's this because it has a really long form,
Uh huh.
because it has an intro and then it has a verse and then a chorus and then
Yeah.
kind of a bridge and then a return of the intro and then another verse and then another chorus and then another bridge,
Yeah.
uh,
And
and it's just too much. I
yeah,
think.
I agree. By the time it's over, it's just like fuck. Okay, God. Um. Yeah, I wrote down it should have been called Long Ass Song, and it's not even the longest song on the album, but it feels like it.
Yeah, I do like it though, but
It's
it's it could definitely be written better. I think the elements are all there.
yeah, yeah, no, for sure. I agree with that for sure.
This
But,
is final rating.
I gave it a 1-2. I feel like the more I think about it, I feel like I could bump that up to a 2, but it wouldn't go any further than that.
Yeah.
Linda she really fumbled the bag with the song for me. And it's funny because in Monkberry Moon Delight, I thought her vocals, like I said, I thought they were badass. But yeah, in this song,
Yeah.
I just wasn't crazy about them.
She's definitely a good backup singer. I don't think she's a good lead vocalist. There's a song on one of the later albums where she wrote it and she sang it, and it sounds awful, and it is an awful song. She's not a songwriter, um, but we'll get to that eventually.
Probably, yeah.
Episode 5,200.
Right.
Keep an eye out.
Stay tuned.
All right, so the next song is Ram On Again, but it's a reprise.
Hmm.
There's not a whole lot to this song.
I didn't write anything down for this one because I feel the same way about that one as I do the first one. I think it's awesome.
Um, the only thing I think is super important about this is the ending. He starts singing a different song, which he ends up taking that and actually writing a real song from it a couple albums later. But other than that, there's nothing to it. Did you give it a rating?
I did not. It's the same thing as the first one for me.
Really?
Yeah.
I would have expected you not to even bother with this one.
Yeah.
It's just not really a real song. But all
It's,
right,
it's
so,
like
and then-
55 seconds long too, right?
yeah, it's really
Yeah.
short.
Yeah. So.
And then the last song, Backseat of My Car. I will say right off the bat, it's between this one and Monkberry Moon Delight for my favorite on the album. It kind of switches all the time.
That's the last song.
Yeah.
Oh, I must listen like a deluxe version or something.
Yeah, probably, but that's okay. We can talk about those songs if you want.
Do you have?
The only other one I have is Another Day, because that one's I wanted you to listen to. But
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's up to you. We can stop there, but I also have, Oh Woman, Oh Why, Little Woman Love, A Love for You, Hey Diddle, Holy Shit, Great Cock
yeah,
and
those
Seagull
are
Race.
all like extra. That's the deluxe version.
Yeah, that's the only version I could find on Spotify. So I thought that was just like,
It's the only one that exists. So I should have probably said something, but it's okay.
it's up to you. I'll let you call it.
All right. Well, for now, Backseat of My Car.
Yeah. It was alright.
Really?
I wasn't crazy about it, but it was nothing like exciting. But you know,
I absolutely love it.
you what?
I absolutely love it.
Okay.
I don't know if you heard this, but like he says, "But listen to your daddy's song." He has this low bass vocal come in, and it's so hypnotic. I guess I love it.
Okay. Yeah. I mostly listen to this through the speakers in my car, so maybe I should give another listen with a good pair of headphones.
It's very Beach Boys esque, which is I think why I like it so much because I love the Beach Boys.
Definitely picked up some of that.
I I really really like the lyrics on this song because I'm guessing you caught this, but it's like um, they're like having sex in his car, and her dad comes out, and he was like, "No, no, no, we're just sitting in the back seat of my car, just chilling back here." Said, "For we was only hiding."
Yeah.
I love it.
In the backseat of my car. Yeah.
I think it's a brilliant song. I think the the harmonies on on the song as well, like it's kind of like Dear Boy, and then it kind of makes the song in a way.
Mm-hmm.
It's just kind of all over the place, and I love it.
I can get down with that. I can get down with that. It is good. Yeah, and it's another one of those songs where I think it all, like you were saying, it all melds together beautifully.
I agree.
Yeah.
Um, I think it's a great ending to the album, and I know you probably didn't listen to it as an ending, but
Unfortunately, damn.
the outro, he kind of is like he's like jamming, right? And then he kind of like all the instruments drop out, and it's just him, and it sounds like it's gonna end, and then there's like I think there's a snare hit, and then he just like goes crazy again, and I love it. Um,
Yeah, it's pretty dope. No, I would say, yeah, it was nothing like I was crazy about, but it's very good. It's very, very good in the context of the album. Damn, that is a really good ending song, too, and I'm thinking about it. Um, wow. Too bad I didn't listen to it as well.
I don't know if you're re-listening to the album, but if you do, even if you weren't, I think you should just to get the actual experience of the album instead of going on with the extra deluxe songs because they're kind of. I don't think any of them are that good, to be honest.
I don't either.
Except Another Day. I absolutely love Another Day.
My final rating on the backseat of my car was a straight 2.
Okay. Disappointing, but that's fair.
Okay, so Another Day is the last one then.
It's not actually on the album, but
Yeah.
I did want to talk about it because it was a single
Yeah.
released at the same time. What do you think?
All I wrote was another chill, easy song. And it's got a cool. The bass is really really cool. It's very Paul does this thing where he takes a bass line that could have been plotting, just simple like plotting quarter notes or 16th notes or whatever, and he like moves them up and down the neck, and the way he does it sounds like the Beatles. He does it in fuck, what's it called? Holy shit. I fucking know this. Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds. You know how he plays the bass in that song? It's similar to how he plays the bass in a lot of songs on here. And it's, if I remember correctly, it's similar to how he does it in Another Day.
Yes.
And
he does that kind of thing.
Yeah, and Another Day just paints this really cool visual of this girl with like a monotonous life, and that's definitely something that I relate to. So yeah, it's also really catchy. Yeah, and it also reminds me of kind of I Will. From what is that? That's the White Album.
Yes.
Because it kind of has that like that feel, of like the jam has that feel of like a do. Does that make like a I don't know how to explain it, but
like a homely
plotting kind of marching feel.
Homely? What word am I looking for? I said homely. I don't think that's a word.
Homely means ugly.
Yeah, I don't know what I meant from that.
It's the opposite of comely.
But so I know what you're saying though.
Yeah, and it's good, and I like it a lot.
I think it should have been on the album.
It fits right in.
a great addition to the album. I think the lyrics on this song are actually better than any lyrics on the album, especially the I guess the bridge. Where she's like so sad, so sad. Sometimes she feels so sad. Alone in her apartment she dwelled till the man of her dreams came to break the spell.
Yeah.
Ah, stay, don't stand her up. And he comes and he stays, but he leaves the next day. So sad, sometimes she feels so sad. And it also switches to 3/4. I don't know if you ever noticed that, really.
Oh, I didn't.
Yeah, during the bridge, and the switch is just so good. Um, there's just so much going on in this song. That's what I love about it.
Yeah, there is, but it's not. It's not too much to where it's like, holy shit, what am I listening to? It's so much going on, but it all meld. Like I said, it all goes together well.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. So, if you want to talk about the other songs, you can. I don't even really know them that well because I listened to them and I was like, these are not that great.
Okay. Well, I'll just give like a little rundown. Um, oh, also my rating for Another Day was a 2-3. Um, okay, so Oh Woman Oh Why starts off with some pretty funky drums, but this is another one where he's just screaming, and he sounds fucking funny. He just sounds hilarious because he's like, because like he can barely fucking hit the notes, so he's just like screeching. That being said, it's not a bad song. It reminds me of I Dig Love from All Things Must Pass by George Harrison, also known as one of the best albums of all time.
I actually prefer the,
but
I do love
but it reminds me of I Dig Love, but mostly just because that song also makes me laugh. Because for the whole second verse, he says, "I love Dig," but it sounds like he's saying, "I love Dick." And it just makes it funny, and it's similar in this song because the way that Paul is screaming is just funny. Um, and then Little Woman Love, which is a song in which Paul discusses his love for the film Little Women, directed by Greta Gerwig. Just kidding. Actually, it's the most forgettable song on the entire album, and it also kind of sucks. This
Really?
is yeah, it's the only one that I feel like kind of sucks. I'm not crazy about it. He says, "I got a little woman love. I got a little woman that fits me like a little glove." And I'm like, yeah, all right, that's enough. That's enough of that.
Out of the bonus track, I do like Another Day, obviously. A Woman of Why is alright. I don't like the screaming that he does in this
Yeah.
one for some reason.
Yeah.
I think Little Woman Love was the only other one that I actually liked.
Really?
Listened regularly. Um, I mean, I don't love it that much. It's just like short little, it's 2 minutes. But
yeah, the length for that one is perfect, but I didn't really like it. Next is A Love for You. I actually really like what I wrote down for this one. Catchy groove. I don't like the part that goes, I really will, I really can, na 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 na. Did you? Oh, okay.
I don't really know. So.
Yeah, there's this part. So what it is, this song to me is like a hot dog ramen ice cream sandwich. And what I mean by that is there's so many parts that are good on their own, but when they kind of come together, it just sounds like this weird fuddled mess. Because what it is like it's all these like different musical ideas that sound good, but then it transitions into the next one, and it's not like coherent to me. So it's just kind of like this mess. And yeah, so I didn't like it because of that. And then there's like 3 more. And there's a song called Hey Diddle, which is just a really simple. It's another song that's the same thing for 4 minutes, but it's good, in my opinion. It's just a really simple, like, twangy guitar thing, with a lot of backup. And then there's a song called Great Cock and Seagull Race, which just makes me laugh because it starts with Great Cock. This one was kind of forgettable. It's just an instrumental track. And then he has one called Road All Night, which is just 8 minutes of the same thing. What did you say?
I didn't know that was 8.
Yeah, it's just 8 minutes of the same thing. And then last but not least is Sunshine Sometime, which is actually really, really, really good, just instrumental track. It's super easy to listen to. You just throw it on and fucking vacuum or something. So I like the last one. But yeah, so that's our verdict of every individual song on Ram.
So as a whole, what did you think? And I first, I think you should include all the songs, the bonus ones, and then if you can, try to like
Without
not
the
factor.
bonus ones.
Yeah,
Yeah,
if, yeah, it's
that,
not always easy, but
that's what I was thinking of doing. Okay, so yeah, so my final thoughts. It's really heavy on the bluesy stuff, which honestly, the bluesier songs were the ones that I didn't like as much. Um, I feel like Paul shines most where he's like kind of doing something different or like doing something that's exciting, such as like in Monkberry Moon Delight or fucking or Dear Boy, because like those are a lot more interesting to me at least. Because the bluesy stuff was very like simple, were very simple jams, which isn't a bad thing at all. Um, I just think that like I just think that like I don't know. That's what the album was to me. Was like it was half of it was like this really like kind of standard bluesy stuff, and the other half was the more interesting things. And then it was just them being melded together. But the thing is, like I kept saying, every song on this album, even the ones I didn't really like, had something that was just like Paul McCartney's stamp on it. Whether it be like the bass, that's always really good, or whether it be like um, just like this musical thing that he does. Everything has something that I like about it. Uh, and also I think it's a really good kind of midway point between the Beatles and also Paul kind of coming into his own as an artist.
yeah,
Um,
definitely.
yeah, so that's what I think. Those are my like that's my like overview of it.
All right, that's without the bonus tracks or with them or
It's that, that's with them, but honestly, without him,
okay?
it's pretty much the same. Without him, it's probably a little better because there's a little bit less dribble, you know.
Um, I don't know the bonus tracks very well. I remember listening to them and not liking them. Of course, I don't like instrumental music on albums generally,
Yeah,
but another day I do think should have been on there. Um, and I personally think Little Woman Love would have been a good
it
song
would
on
have fit
there.
in.
It would have been better than like Three Legs maybe,
Ooh,
um,
maybe. Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
but in general, this is still I absolutely love this song, this album. I would give it a perfect 10 out of 10,
Really,
which is not that hard to do for me, to be fair. But
that's okay. Everybody has their
um,
own. That's the beauty of opinions is that they're subjective.
fair. Um, a fun little tidbit also: the New York Philharmonic is actually on this record.
Really?
Yeah, they're in Uncle Albert, and then
Oh,
the
okay,
backseat of my.
that makes sense. My final rating was a 2-3. No, sorry, it was a flat. Well, it was a flat 2, but that was with all of them. I think without the bonus tracks, it would be a 2-3 because
Okay.
that kind of makes me like it more. um, but no, yeah, like it's a good album. It's definitely a good album. It's one that I would, if I could buy it, I would buy it for sure.
Well, I was gonna say it would. Here's how we'll do this: is would you buy it on vinyl or CD or just stream it or not listen to it?
I would
But
definitely. I
you
would
don't
def.
listen to vinyl, so
You said what?
you don't really listen to anything on vinyl, so
It's
that
just to
doesn't
look
really work.
at. um,
Would you like the album cover?
no, I would definitely. If I had a fucking record player, then I would probably buy it. I would definitely get it on CD because CDs I actually like use. Vinyls, right now I don't have a way to use them. Um, but yeah, so I'll definitely get it on CD to have. This is definitely an album that I wouldn't mind having a physical copy of. And then I would like I put some of the songs on my playlist on Spotify, and then I would like if I wanted to listen to an album, like I would put that up there with like albums that I could listen to for
Yeah.
sure. It's
Are you
not.
going?
Go
Are
ahead.
you going to it again?
You said what?
Are you going to listen to it again?
Probably, especially as we get into more doing that, because like listening to albums all the way through is not something I do as often as I'd like to. Um, so like this would definitely be one that I could find myself like coming back to.
Cool.
So yeah,
I'm satisfied with
it's
that.
good. It's good. I like it. Um,
Are you gonna introduce your album, which I haven't heard yet,
yes.
or I don't know what it is?
Yeah. So that's probably how we're gonna do. We're gonna keep it secret from each other. I would. How familiar are you with Chicago, the band?
Not all.
Yes. Good. Perfect. Okay. So the album we're going to listen to is Chicago 9. It is one of my favorite albums of all time. I don't know if you know this, but let me think. I bought one version of this from some, probably from Used Kids, I think. And then Dane got it for me for my birthday, and then Jake got me for it for my birthday like twice. So I have like, and it's also one of those albums that you can find for like 99 cents. So I think I'm just gonna like buy as many copies of this album as I can, just more as like a shit post. But it is also one of my favorite Chicago albums. I think it's got some fucking bangers on there. And Chicago is an interesting blend. Actually, no, I'm not gonna give too much away. But so the album for next episode of Chicago 9. Those of you listening along, if you would like to listen to it as well, by all means.
Is this their greatest?
It's called Great. It's weird. It's called Greatest Hits, but it's their ninth album. They just named their ninth album Greatest Hits, I think. I might be wrong on that. I don't know. I'll do the research when we actually do it, but
Well, I do know because I know a couple of the songs, and they're on other albums, but
you might be right then.
I don't know.
It's
I just
weird.
looked it up.
Well, it's their ninth album. I'll say that. It's their ninth album. But so yeah, it might be. I don't know, cause like usually greatest hits, they kind of have in like, well, like musicians will have in like a separate thing. You know what I mean? But they just named that one Chicago 9.
Yeah, they with every album except for their debut, I guess.
Yeah, so it's kind of confusing, but yeah, that's the album we're listening to next week. Um, but I've decided I'm gonna upload this on the Monday following when we recorded, so uh, that means that you can catch us back next Monday, right?
I think.
Hopefully. Um, but yeah. So do you have any closing thoughts?
No.
Yeah, me neither really. All right, thanks for listening. Please check out the other shit I have on my channel, and we will see you guys next time.
Bye.
Adios.